everyone, it's Maginers and welcome back! I know it's been a really long time since you saw me last. I apologize about that. I've been dealing with some stuff, but I'm okay. Everything's okay. But I thought that I would come back and talk to you guys about stuff that's been going on lately. Give you guys a little bit of a life update. Just to let you know, there is a trigger warning for mental health and self-esteem. So if you struggle with like mental health and self-esteem stuff, this video may not be for you because I touch on a lot of emotional stuff. And I also have a script, so disclaimer, my script is kind of leading me through this because it's hard to talk about, and I want to make sure I get all the details out and the facts. So let's get started. So I will start off by saying that I unfortunately have lost a job that I recently had, and that really took a lot out of me. And I was really happy with that job. I have a lot of positive things to talk about this job, and I loved working with the clients. I loved the job that I had. I loved doing all the work, the people, my coworkers, the company, everything. It was so great. I loved everything about it. However, when I took this job, it was online, and so unfortunately when we went back in person, they no longer needed online people, and so I unfortunately got laid off. But I do not regret anything. I would not take anything back because it was such a fun job. It was quite literally my dream job, you know, and I am still pursuing it. I'm still going after that. I finally found my thing, you know, the thing I'm supposed to do, and I loved doing it. And I would not take any of that back. I do not regret it whatsoever. It just was not the right job for me, but I will continue to pursue similar jobs. So to kind of give you a background of how I got to that job, was when I was a sophomore in high school, I found my passion. I figured out that is what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with people with special needs, and it was so much fun, and it was so rewarding to see that people like me, because I also have a disability, feel like they finally are heard and they're understood and that they have a place in this world, because they totally do. And so it was so nice to be able to be that person for them and tell them that yeah, you can do this. You can do all the things that everyone else can do, it just a little differently. So when I did lose that job, I felt like I lost a part of me. I started to feel like, you know, with my mental health, I started to feel like maybe I wasn't meant to do something like that. Maybe I wasn't supposed to do that. And so I really doubted myself for a really long time. And I fell into this like deep depression of maybe I'm not supposed to do this. And I had no motivation whatsoever to film, as you guys could see, you could tell that I was very silent for a long time. The reason why I couldn't film, you know, for weeks was because I felt like, you know, YouTube is such a happy place, and I wanted to, you know, convey that, and I couldn't show that in my videos, and I didn't want to be lying to you guys, and I wanted to have a positive, happy channel here, and I couldn't be positive and happy. And no doubt, I really do love putting out videos to entertain you guys, to connect, and to have a community, and to make people happy. I really do love doing this, and so having to force myself to do it just did not feel like the right thing to do for me at the time. However, I do not want this video to, you know, put people down and make people think that maybe they aren't meant to do what they're doing right now. I definitely don't want to discourage people from going for their dream job. I'm still going for it. I just gotta find it. But I do not want you guys to look at this as, oh, maybe, what I want to do is not exactly what I'm supposed to do. It is. You got to keep going. You just got to keep looking. Maybe the dream job is that you're looking for is not quite, the right thing for you. You just got to find the right company, the right place, and the right role. And I promise, if you go after it, nothing is going to stop you. That being said, I am taking a pause right now at going after what I love, and I'm kind of stepping back and just grounding myself and revisiting some other things. I'm going back to school in the fall, and so I just needed to be grounded and, just have some consistency in my life, because what I went through losing that job was a lot. So I needed something consistent, something I can rely on, and that was going back to school, because during COVID I kind of stopped going to school because I was scared of getting COVID. And so now that I've got the vaccine, I encourage you guys, if you can, to go get your vaccines. Now that I've got the vaccine and the numbers are going down a little bit, I feel very confident in going back to school, in a safe manner. I'm still going to be wearing a mask. I'm still going to be far away from people, but I needed to go back to school for me and my mental health, because I just felt really bad and I felt like I lost some momentum and I needed to gain some of that back. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was where it all started, where my passion started, to kind of inspire you guys and motivate you guys to go after it and to not lose hope, because I definitely did not start as a kid thinking, oh yeah, I totally want to work with people with disabilities. I got there through a lot of trial and error. When I was in elementary school, I thought I had it all figured out. I thought, I'm gonna be a vet. I love animals. I want to help animals, and that is exactly what I'm gonna do. Then I got to middle school and I kind of got lost. I wasn't quite sure what to do, and I didn't have a passion anymore. I didn't have a drive. I was just going to school just to go to school and pass, and so I was just kind of floating. And then I had a lot of friend issues with a lot of people. Not like me having friend issues with people, but my friends were having issues and they wanted some help. And I love listening to their issues and helping them, because I really care about people. And so I wanted to help. And so I would constantly, after talking to my friends, I would go to the school counselor and I would be like, hey, so my friend and her boyfriend are not doing so well. What do I do? And she would help me out. And then I realized that, hey, you know what? I am a very emotional person, love to help my friends figure out their problems and then feel good about themselves. So that's what I'm going to shoot for. But then me having anxiety and depression myself, it took a toll on my mental health, and I started feeling really bad about myself, because every time I turned to my friends for help, they didn't know what to do, because I was always the go-to person. So I didn't have anybody to go to except for a professional, which I would highly recommend. If you have issues, self-esteem issues, mental health issues, seek professional help, because it helped me a lot and it's still helping me nowadays. In addition to seeing a counselor at school, I also started seeing a psychologist or a psychiatrist at my local hospital that I went to, Gillette. And she kind of opened my eyes to this analogy that I think would be kind of fun to talk about so that you could take away something and hey, maybe this is you as well. Maybe we're having similar issues. She called it the Gracie cake, and she said you're allowing all of your friends to take a piece of your cake, and it's taking a toll, it's taking away from you, your heart and your soul and everything, and it's not helping. And so what you need to do is that, you know, instead of allowing your friends to take that piece of cake and there's nothing left for you, have them give back so that they take a piece of you, but then they give it right back to you. And so I was like, huh, that makes a lot of sense, because I have been feeling kind of like empty and feeling like there's nothing left for me. And so, so yeah, don't allow people to take a piece of cake from you, because then there's nothing left for you. You can't enjoy anything. And your problems are just as valid and just as important, if not more important, than other people's. And so before you can take care of other people, you got to take care of yourself and give yourself a piece of cake every once in a while. So from that, I learned to just not be emotionally involved in my friends' stuff, because that's how I would solve it is I would put myself in their shoes, and I would be like, oh yeah, your boyfriend's cheating on you, dump them and stuff like that. And then I would get emotionally involved and start, you know, thinking about me as them, and it would take a toll on my mental health. And I would be like, oh, I would hate it if I was being cheated on. And it's not like, it wasn't happening to me, but my brain just made up like, oh yeah, you also feel really crappy about yourself. You also have really low self-esteem, even though I didn't at the time, and it was my friends. But I was just so emotionally involved that I needed to, you know, I needed to convince myself that they were my issues too, because I'm very empathetic. My psychologist taught me to just not do that, to just don't do that. Don't get emotionally involved. And I'm still learning, I'm still struggling, I'm getting better. But don't get emotionally involved. Just give them tips that might help and see what happens. And I want to kind of finish out this video by saying I have a very loving family who always build me up and make me feel beautiful and perfectly myself every day. And so I have no problems at home. You know, I am in a very good place at home. I love my siblings so much. I am the youngest in my family, and I love that. I love, not only do I get spoiled, but I have great siblings too who put up with me. So having to go to my friends and help fixing their problems, you know, regardless of the loving family or not, I just felt really bad about myself. It was all internal, and I know that. So it had nothing to do with the fact that I didn't feel loved at home, because I am very loved. I feel so loved, and I love my family so much. So please do not take these tips that I did with putting myself in my friends' shoes, because you don't deserve that. You deserve way more love and support from other people, and be kind to yourself. And if you are struggling with very similar mental health issues that I am, or self-esteem issues that I am, please seek professional help right away, and come to the conclusion that you were made different on purpose, and you were made to have unique abilities to do something amazing, and you go do that amazing thing because you're amazing. I hope that you can take away something from this video, and let me know in the comments if you're comfortable, what your story is, and how you got to the good place in your mind that you are today, and let's just lift each other up, okay? If you guys have any other ideas for me, let me know in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to subscribe to my channel. I will be posting a lot more often, don't you worry. Stay positive, be kind. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!